Hello, hello, hello. Who is out there? Who is out here? Oh, that's right. Let's put some music on. Harry Potter. Who's in the chat? Who is that there? Hello, hello. Hey, Mr. Spider. You were here yesterday, which I appreciate. You love my videos. Aww. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's wait a couple of more minutes. And then everybody should get the notification. I'm gonna lower the music so it's not gonna be wow, my lips are like I'm wearing lipstick. It's like totally red. I'm gonna lower the music later on, but we for now it is just in the background. Also need to make sure, Alexander, what's happening? That my character doesn't log out, because that's not going to be interesting. Andrea, greetings. Love your videos too. Love looking at the ship guides and see you go through them. Oh, thank you, Kev. I love you guys' feedback, man. That's awesome. Milkman? Yeah. No. I want to chew my food. But you're right. Probably not a good idea to do the, you know, eating and streaming at the same time. But I had, this is the time that I have. Normally I'm eating around this time. So sorry that you're going to see me chew the whole time. But I don't chew very loudly, so that's it's gonna be Thank you, Andrea. The Mars class, is that what it's called? Okay. Is it any good? Yeah, I've not seen the new ship. I did see a glimpse from Cryptic Stream. That's basically what we're gonna do. Kind of looks like a frog. Seriously. Okay, well, you know, whatever gets their inspiration going, right? Is it one of those ships that's been seen in the Discovery TV show, or is this like something really new? As like something they just made up. It's like, oh, well, this ship is really good for whatever. And then just let's make that into STO, because people are going to buy it, whatever. Pilot escort. It's like small in the Discovery. Yeah, okay. You like big ships, so it's not for you. It's not for me either if it's small. Need a new dreadnought? Yeah, me too. Andari, what's happening? Those coming Ferengi rating alternate timelines for our Starship. That could definitely be interesting. He likes big chips, then I cannot lie. Yep, yep. Wow, my lips are really, really red on the camera. It's as close to red as like the chair, and the chair is like, yeah. Okay. Well. So you guys have seen the ship. You guys are telling me it looks like a frog. Okay. But is it something that you're going to go after? No. Okay. That's a very clear answer right there. I watched the live stream for a bit last night while they were doing patrols. Not interested or gonna get it. Ooh. Okay. That's... Well, let's get it going then. Watching stuff on the internet, interwebs. Guys, let me know if the sound is gonna go through if it needs lowering or not. I can probably skip this. They usually do like 4 minutes or something like this. It's good, don't get me wrong, but yeah, 4 minutes and 22 seconds. Oh my god.
Ship. But nonetheless...
Okay, hold on. They already started. Okay, here we go.
Hello, everybody! Welcome to another episode.
Hold on a second. I'm not saying it won't work, but useful for something else. It's just not for me. Oh, okay. I probably just bought all of the exchange. Nothing needed in the Infinity lockbox. Oh, okay. So it's from the Infinity lockbox, you're saying? Okay. Is that where they're gonna... Hold on. Didn't they just release like 4 ships from the on the Infinity lockbox like just a couple of months ago? So, Mr. Basila, sorry, man. Got the other 32nd century, so they need to keep up the collection. Yes, the newest ship added to the Infinity. Oh, snap.
Episode of 10 Forward Weekly. I am your host, Mike Fadum, also known as Ambassador
Okay,
Cal. I'm also your community manager, and I'm joined today by people you're probably not surprised to see since you know we're revealing a ship. But nonetheless, it's lead ship and UI artist Thomas Moroni and systems designer Jeremy Randall. Hey, hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh,
And Lauren.
hello, Lauren. Lauren actually makes all the ships.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas is just a meat puppet that she pilots.
Sleeping on the job back there.
Yeah.
Bring your cat to work.
That's how you
Bring
make
your
ships.
to
Just
work,
tap. So how are you folks doing?
Great. I haven't done any work today because it's been nothing but meetings, but I'm happy to be here.
Always so much fun, and I'm glad I could contribute to that. Someone says she deserves her own Quasian starship. Every cat deserves their own Quasian starship. But the truth is, they all already have them.
ships out. I know, right?
That's where they go when we don't see them. When you're
ships
wandering
from
around your
Canada
house going,
Navigator.
"Where's my cat?" They're flying around in a Quasian starship.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a great old Disney movie, The Cat from Outer Space. It's a really cute movie. With a really cute.
Soon to be Zen Store, then Infinity Lockbox, new Lockbox promo ship, and our release ship. No, I understand the way that goes, but they released an Infinity Lockbox ships, another Infinity Lockbox ship, and then a R&D promotional, and then they released the Scimitar bundle, and now an Infinity as well.
A really cute cat, who's like an
One of those old live
alien.
actions, right?
Yeah, it's live action, and it's like this little cat, and he's got like a crystal collar that lights up whenever he needs to like move something with his mind. So he has like telekinesis and telepathy, and that's how he communicates with people, is like with telepathy. And so I'm just glad that my cats can do neither of those things.
Yeah.
I actually know what kind of
Bohica
movie he's talking
173
about.
says. Bohica 173 says Moroni class when. I'm pretty sure unofficially that's the Pathfinder. I'm pretty sure that's just the Moroni class.
I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever. I don't know if I would ever name a ship after me. Probably not.
Yeah. Well, you didn't
Only-
name that
we've
trash
only
fire
ever-
frisbee after me, so
We've only ever named one ship in the game after a developer on the game who left the company before it was released. So it might be cursed.
given
Which-
given the state of some of the things that are happening in other MMOs right now, maybe we just shouldn't name things after developers.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a bad idea,
Yeah.
just all the way down.
What was the ship you're talking about?
The Tuffley, and I think it was actually
Oh.
shortly after it came out.
Yeah, we did that in his honor.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
after he left the company.
Mhm.
Thank you,
All
Will.
right. So, normally I do a bunch of introduction questions, but since we're actually just revealing the ship today, I should probably show what ship it is first, and then we can talk about that stuff. But then Mike came to the realization that I don't know if I set up the gameplay screen correctly, so instead I am going to ask you guys a bunch of questions while I figure out if I did that right or not. Actually, it looks like it's set up, so great. Perfect. Except not. Hold on.
It's perfect.
Profession.
Except the parts that aren't.
Professional, all the way down. Oh, I know why. Nope. There we go.
I
Okay,
bet
now it's
people
set
in
up.
the chat know which ship we're going to announce today because. Oops.
Yeah, they at least know the name of it.
Yeah.
One of those things that just happens. Okay.
It is not a.
So to answer the question that was being asked earlier, apparently the red alert that happened this last week was not intended to include the upgrade token because it was only the 1 week version, and that would actually be my fault because I'm
No.
sure I copy pasted the 2 week version when I made the blog because I didn't realize we were only doing
Well,
we were
it's-
still doing
I-
1 week versions.
Well, I didn't. I'm not sure the loading screen. I mean, the loading screen is also giving.
Oh
wrong
yeah, the loading
information,
screen
yeah.
is wrong too. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
No,
Oh my
Not
god,
just me.
seriously.
All right, we're gonna need to. All right. Okay. Good to
Talk
know.
production.
Yeah, I just pulled
kinda
the
pisses
data
me
from
off
the
right now.
last red alert event because we've only ever recently been doing the 2 week version. So
Mhm.
we need better intel on that. We need better
Yeah.
stability on that.
Yeah, we'll
Look
figure.
at the communication between these guys. What the hell is that? Where's the freaking memo? This is gonna go live to all the employees. Come on, man. Gail copy and pasted Imagine My Shock. No, I mean, we do know that he likes to cut corners. I mean, that's understandable, but the blog post that he copy pasted that he's admitting right now, he made a boo boo, said that it's also going to get a upgrade token, right? Sorry. The Red Alert event is going to get the experimental upgrade tokens for your ship. And in any loading screen, that's also the thing that you see. And that's like Thomas Morone over here. That's his boo-boo. Funny because I think the rest was actually only 1 week as well. I mean, kind of, I'm pissed off right now. I mean, you're doing something for, for a lot of people. A lot of people are like, hey, we want to get those things. We want to invest time, get together, do the thing. And then you're like, nope, my mistake. It's not going to be there. Proofreading whatever you post, that's definitely something that they need to do. Even if it's going to be somebody else, just, here's the website or the blog post, just give it a read through. Does it has anything that should be included in the mail or should be given out or given out to people? This game, Junge, this is insane. It's do you know what the problem is? They get away with it. That's like they're making like a huge mistake, and they're basically saying like, this is just an apology saying, oh, that was my mistake, and the other guy's like, oh yeah, that was also my mistake. How do you get away with that? That's not fair. That's like you don't really give a damn about the community. I mean, I understand these guys are like under pressure. They need to make things and they need to have deadlines and all that good stuff, and they're basically running on all cylinders and working themselves more than 10 hours or whatever. But that's the job. That's your job. You chose to do the thing that you want to do. If you're not happy with your job, don't do it. Don't do half of your job. Sounds like you owned a upgrade token. I know, Jail. That's it's just, it just pisses me off. The fact that these guys are just getting away with it, that's just even more, because doesn't matter how much awareness we're going to raise. We're going to raise on this. It just whatever, just going to move on to the next ship that we're going to get.
Figure that out.
Yeah.
Illustrious Q Thomas wants to know what you thought about the updated visuals on the Cerritos.
There you go. Sorry, next topic.
Watch that yet?
Yeah, they look good. They added some detail here and there.
People.
To the nacelles, I noticed, and I think they tweaked the intro. The lighting's a little different, so I thought it looked good.
Is it just a visual update, not an actual like refit?
Yeah, it's a visual update. I mean, I don't know if they're going. I mean, it was refit after the finale, at the end of the finale, but I don't know if this is if this is meant to reflect that, or if it's just, oh hey, we have a bit more money now, so we're gonna clean up the. Right.
They trust us now here on this ship, so all right. I am disabling visuals on the ship's shield. I am turning off the game UI. Now we are good to go. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know the name.
I'm a vendor and work 62 to 70 hours a week. I made sure that my work was perfect, but then again, I was raised not to take pride in my work. Perfect. You are awesome for doing that. I mean, 70 hours a week, that's basically what I also do. I can assure you, nobody when I was like in the food and service industry, I had complaints, but I dealt with the complaints. I wasn't like, okay, well, sorry that you don't have, I don't know, spinach in your whatever order that you had. Can we just move on right now? How does that work? Sorry that your, I don't know, whatever, steak wasn't seasoned. Can you move on right now? How does that go? You need to be perfect in exactly what you're saying, Brad, right there. Do something because you're liking it, and that's, make that your job because you're gonna get paid for it. But but do it in like, the right details definitely matters, especially for us, because that's the information that we're getting from you guys. You guys are the developers of this thing, and you're like doing half a decent job.
Here it is.
Because in almost every blog that he puts out, there are like mistakes in like
The Mars class. Ooh.
I can't see the ship because you don't have the.
What?
It's just us on the screen. Right
No, it's not.
now. On Twitch, it's just us on. There it is. Okay.
Yeah. Give it a second.
Alright,
It's on a delay, my friend.
Yeah. Well, somebody in chat said that they couldn't see it.
Yeah, because I hadn't gotten to it yet.
Alright, good.
I was doing the lead up. So yes, here it
Adam,
is.
this is it.
The
New ship.
The Mars class. It was the USS Le Guin in season 3 of Star Trek Discovery. It's another
Sorry.
one of the future takes on a starship that uses traditional Starfleet design aesthetics, but does some interesting and crazy stuff with it. Thomas, tell us a little bit about this ship.
So this
You guys
is
like it?
yeah, Le Guin class, named presumably after the science fiction author Ursula Le Guin. And I think the it's a smaller
It
ship,
is moving
so we sort
separately
of
from its
decided
hull.
it made a good with the arrowhead shape. We figured it would make a good escort. And so that opened up
Till
some interesting
infinity.
avenues, like what is a 32nd century
says on the
escort, what can
title.
it do? I love how people in the
Infinity
chat are
lockbox.
calling it the USS Crab Rangoon, Space Crab,
okay.
Battle Crab.
Yep.
Wait till
Just
you guys
wait.
see the power.
Oh yeah.
Wait till you- that's awesome. So it sounds like everybody's on the same page there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like it.
Love them or hate them, but these 32nd century ships really give us the opportunity to do some crazy stuff. It's been fun to kind of give Jeremy and Ian Richards, who did the effects on this ship, give them some latitude to come up with some really crazy stuff. And then Weston comes in and adds a bit of animation flair to it. The ship is if I can say, it's a pilot ship.
Yep.
And it has custom pilot maneuvers that really play into the unique shape of the ship and themselves.
It's ugly.
So just like book ship that have a custom pilot maneuvers, this ship also has custom pilot.
Adam, you're right. That kind of reminds me of that as well. Sorry that I'm talking with my mouth full, but what Adam is saying, the ship that experimental science vessel, is that the thing that was called that, like, when the EMH was sent through the Hirogen network back to the Beta Quadrant, and that ship had, like, 3 parts of it being detached. The upper part kind of reminds me of that. The Prometheus, there you go. That's what the ship was called, yeah. The Prometheus, yeah. Or at least the upper part kind of seems like that. The rest is kind of interesting. Kind of reminds me of the Sona shape. I'm guessing this is like totally zoomed in because he detached the camera already, so there isn't a real good perspective on the ship. On the ship that we are seeing right now. The Prometheus looks way better. Hey, Jared.
Maneuver animations that look super cool.
It's
And
not
do
unclear,
the
they
animations
look
work?
like
Did
toilet.
we?
That's Jared said he tested it. I didn't have a chance, but we can just test that right now.
Doing it live.
Oh,
there we go.
snap.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah, there you go. So it's a forward.
Oh, snap.
that's
Hold on.
Jared said he tested it. I didn't have a chance.
The thing
but,
actually
we
moved
can just
backwards.
Test that right now.
Doing it live.
Oh,
There we
nice.
go.
Yeah. So
Yeah, there
that's
you go.
cool.
So it's a forward.
So
hold
it's
on.
kind of like momentum kind of thing.
You can't actually force recharge a pilot when you're using it.
Oh, snap. Okay.
It's a fuel mechanic thing.
Oh well, I did, but
Yeah. They're also different when you're moving versus when you're holding still. So there's two sets.
oh yeah.
Oh, snap.
This
Okay,
is
so- Okay, so what I saw is it did strafing left and it did a roll left. How does that work? So it has like two of the same abilities but different mechanics. Because normally pilot abilities, you have that forward, backward, left, and right strafe, where you see those jets coming from your ship. But this thing actually rolled on its axis.
Picard 47 Alpha. This is not a cryptic original design, although I would love to see what Thomas and his team would do with the 30-second century aesthetic. Hey Thomas, do me a whiteboard drawing of the of a 32nd century Pathfinder, so in 2 years you make that ship.
Right.
32nd century,
Okay,
2409
Yeah.
TFS.
It would.
Simulated.
You know how we did the how we sort of brought the past discovery stuff into
Sorry,
STO
guys.
25th century.
Yeah.
It would be fun to kind of reverse engineer these designs,
Strafe
like
is when you are
backdate
standing
them
still
to
and
the
roll
STO
is when
time.
you're moving.
That
Oh,
could be
okay.
cool.
Thank you, Andrew.
Without
I
the
didn't
floating
know.
the cells.
I would love
thought
to.
they were
I would
yeah,
love
those,
to. I mean, yes,
animation.
that would be awesome. I would also love to see you guys put your particular takes on a 32nd century style design.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah,
would be
it's
fun.
it's always
showmaking
fun.
of the
Yeah,
ship.
that's the
All
thing
of it's
about
fun, all the way
making
down.
ships.
When we
There's
are
always, there's always
in
a
the
cool angle.
darkness over
It's,
there.
I think it's a lot of fun too when you start working on a thing and you're like,
There's lots of shade.
you know, you're thinking like, oh,
Hold on, let me read these. Cryptic can stick up their lock boxes on the backs and R&D boxes into the used to nothing waste the part of the game. You are definitely right on that. I'm not going to read all of that on the stream. But you are right. That is their only source of income. People buying Zen with real money, putting that in the game, getting lock boxes or infinity lock boxes, and then just, going after the promo ships or the special ships every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month. And then the next month you're going to get the new shinier ship, and then the whole thing starts over. That is basically their microtransaction that's in the game, even though it's not microtransactions anymore, because you're spending a lot of money on the lock boxes just to obtain these things. And it just this, they basically have settled for this from the beginning. This is their way of making money, just selling out lock boxes, master keys. Nothing micro about these transactions. I know. The way the game is going, I mean, it's like, you're right. It's not microtransactions anymore, because it's like real currency going into the hundreds of dollars that people are putting in the game just to obtain these ships.
what are we gonna do? This I don't know like what the approach is here to make it interesting. And then when you finally land on it, and you can tell when people start to get excited, and that sort of happened with this ship, because I think it was Ian Richards who
I wonder who those peoples are. He just said, let me just go backwards.
suggested, and you're like,
Listen to Maroon right now.
you know, you're thinking like, oh, what are we gonna do? This I I don't know like what the approach is here to make it interesting. And then when you finally land on it, you can tell when people start to get excited, and that's
You can tell when people start to get excited. Who are these? Thank you, Work. I have this cough, but it's like persistent. It's not going away. And it doesn't help that these guys are messing with my mojo right now. But if you listen to him, it was like when people get excited, who are these target groups that they're talking about? Who are these people that are getting excited? I mean, if it's their own team, obviously they're going to get excited. But who are these ships actually designed for? Is it for the players, us, or is it for the excited people that are being paid monthly by Cryptic? It's it's not COVID. Fellow employees, exactly. Those people are, their opinion is like nil. Their opinion is zero. They don't even have the any say in whatever ship that they're going to make. They need to. The target audience is we. We have to get excited about a particular ship, right? A particular good-looking or bad-looking ship. Who are these people that he's talking about? People are getting excited. Did you guys see any related items about these things? Did you see any Twitter post or on Reddit or anything like that? Did you guys see anything about this? Like, these people are getting excited. Who are these people that are getting excited? Nobody saw this ship before. Ban CBS from this. No, CBS owns the license, so they basically own STO. It's the whales who spend tons of money in the game, literally. Yeah, but Adam, they never released anything about these ships. So he's saying a target group became excited about these ships. Who are these target groups? Who are these people that you're talking about that got excited for this particular ship? It wasn't us, because we never saw any material related for this particular ship. They said that this is like a design that wasn't in the. Don't blow artillery. No, it's here somewhere, and it's just not going. It's not going away. Let me guess, it's a lockbox ship. Sadly, it's not a lockbox ship. It's an Infinity lockbox.
sort of happened with this ship, because I think.
I think he is saying the people working and making the ships or other ships get excited when they have ideas, what they could do with something. I understand you're excited. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I understand that you're excited to work on a particular project. That's your job. But you can't be excited about, wow, we made a really awesome ship that we are excited about. Well, we really don't care what you guys are excited about. This is the ship that we're going to put out. That doesn't work. You guys, us, the players that are actually going to use this ship, we need to be excited. Not you guys that are actually, developers and making the ship. That's like, the reverse. I mean, I understand you guys are, wow, we got a project and we're really excited about that. And let's see where it goes. That's the job. That's why you get excited. But nobody gets excited about this ship because nobody saw the ship before you guys made it happen. Follow test, yeah. I have access to the triple server, but I haven't heard anything about this.
It was Ian Richards who suggested
Ian Richards was excited about this
analogy for its power.
Well,
That's a really good
I
analogy.
think it was him, but it's also just like you were saying. Like as soon as the idea was said, everybody was on it.
Yeah.
Started riffing on it.
Right.
So, it's one of those ideas that as soon as somebody says the right thing, we know that's the way to go because everybody starts saying it over and over again.
Right. Everybody gets
my
excited
design
about
doc
it.
for this ship, my notes to QA just say pistol shrimp. That's it. I usually write like four paragraphs. But
Pistol shrimp. Ooh, Angel beat Flight with a good idea. A 32nd Century Vengeance class.
These guys are excited.
Just all
about their own
holes in the
work,
ship,
yeah.
all the way down. Just holes everywhere. Someone, Tim Parker Chambers is dubbing this the USS Wishbone. I also like that. I love these things down here.
Flying toilet
I don't know
bandage
what they
cannon,
are
which
on the
is Ali's
nacelles.
favorite vessel
These
in the
like
game.
bendy kind of
So I don't-
things, but they're awesome.
I don't think we actually put this in text, but I'd been thinking of those. So part of the concept for the ship that I went with for the design side of it is that this ship was an attempt to try to find different ways of faster than light travel that might not rely on dilithium as a primary fuel source or reactive catalyst for that. So in my mind, those fin things are part of that propulsion system.
Nice. I like
when
that.
we get to describing the console and the experimental weapon, those also are riffed off the same idea.
I like that. I like that. They, brainstorming.
And the whole thing has
coming
got
up
this
with
kind of
different
aquatic
alternative-
underwater look on the inside too. So we really are riffing on the pistol shrimp thing. That's nice.
Yeah.
Was all of this detail and stuff on
Things that
the
were
original model that
in
CBS sent
canon
us, or
because
was
it's like
this
on
a lot of the stuff we added? That's
Discovery,
cool.
Yeah,
TV
no, it's
show.
pretty faithful. Tobias Richter modeled this for us, and it's using a material he made. A lot of the 32nd century Starfleet ships use the same material. So once we did that for the Courage, that means that we can, start using it on the other ships that you see. So again, this showed up in Discovery Season 3. It was one of the Starfleet ships.
Basila, you just said it correctly, man. Weird how they commend their work and congratulate themselves. My whole rant that you guys just heard, perfect summary right there. Yeah,
It's in the back, kind of in the background. I guess you see it kind of going at warp, in maybe in the finale or the second to last episode, but you don't, and it might have been shooting some minty green phasers at some point, but you don't really necessarily see what it does. So it gave us latitude. I mean, that's good and bad, because it's really cool when we can just sort of replicate what you saw on screen, because then everybody gets like, oh wow, that's a toy that I want to play with. But it's also fun to have a kind of a blank canvas sometimes, if you come up with a really compelling idea.
Yeah, well, and the nice thing with the 32nd century ships is we kind of get the best of both worlds, in that it is a toy that's like a toy from the show that everybody wants to play with, but also because we don't really know and may never really know what these ships do or what they're for, quote unquote officially within the canon, we get to play with an open sandbox with them too. Lots of people in chat saying we need to make the 32nd century Constitution. So Thomas, I'll need that on my desk tomorrow.
We're working on it. Don't worry.
There's also a request for the Eisenberg, which we've been looking at.
Oh yeah, we definitely have plans for that. Don't worry. I like the idea of a Cisco class USS Defiant. That's an interesting idea. Future, that would be fun. Although I don't know, would the Defiant be a Cisco class or a Worf class? You decide in chat. Kevin Stillsman says the Zindi designed this ship. That makes sense to me. So are there any fun details on the design of this other than, everything amazing about it, Thomas, that we should be on the lookout for, that you remember?
It's got the standard suite of Starfleet materials. It doesn't have any extra geo options or anything, but you can deck it out in any sort of Federation material
let's see
that
what that looks
you
like.
want to.
We can also we can do the vanity shields at the beginning if people want. If you've got any requests you want to throw at me in chat, but I will
Assume all the black ones.
Yep. That's all they want.
Or define with no cells.
We got a bunch of goth players. Customized Starship. Oh right, the lighting on this map, if we try and do this, is terrible. What if I change this? Does that help? No, that makes it worse. Okay, cool. Never mind. So I'll just warp down to Earth and to the place and play with that. Earth Space Dock. There we go.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know his own game.
And there are no loading screens for me to spoil this week, but I will jump back to guests to show off fan art while we're loading. So Stu1701 sent us this awesome shot of the D'Deridex rocking through the Sona Briar Patch. Looks really cool in that map with those colors.
Is it the new legendary? Or...
I think so.
Oh yeah, it's got the.
Yeah.
I think I see the Unity decal up there.
Mark Hawkman sent me this. I don't really know what it's about. Obviously, he's created a character here standing next to Quinn. He put a joke in the thing that I didn't understand. So, yeah. But it's cool. Thank you for sending it to us. Man, I wish I had the ability to ban Facebook commenters right now. Someone's trying to sell us herbal treatments. Daniel Saylor sent us this, which I don't know where he found this. It looks like maybe Earth Space Dock, but good job getting there, I guess. Probably an old test piece left over from something. This is a shot that Angaris sent us of their Crossfield class, looking really cool against the sun. And Angaris also sent us the shot of a really fun color scheme for the Ryzian ship.
Not
from
what
the
it
summer.
used to be, Adam. That you can be sure
Let's
of.
load up. Yes.
And it's all because of these things.
Let's
Not
run
listening
on
to
down and
players.
see what the different materials look like on this.
Take your time, dude. Don't run. Just walk.
There's going to be more animations that we will be showing off when we put the ship in action in just a little bit, so stay tuned for that if those tickle your fancy.
There we go. All right.
Get around to describing the console and the trait. I think you'd be pleased.
Here is the ambassador skin, or as I am now calling it after just this moment, the graph paper skin. Looks great.
Draw a dungeon map on the top.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I like the Defiant on this. There's something about just like really flat textures on a Starfleet ship that looks really good. There's the Galaxy. Intrepid looks really nice. Kind of a nice, cool color.
People that,
yes, Jason Andrews. Everyone runs in the railing in ESD.
people that are really,
Absolutely
really
everyone.
keen on having
There's the
every
Janeway class.
particular ship in the game.
The NX.
That's going to be like a handful.
NX Refit. Ooh, NX Refit is nice. Very shiny. Sovereign. Again, those flat textures on a Starfleet ship, man. Type 0. More.
Why is he...
The bluer the material looks, the more this ship looks like an underwater craft. People,
Why
Chad
is
is
he
right.
doing my
That
video
color scheme, that last one,
showcasing
Type
everything
1,
right
I
now?
think, is
Yeah.
the first time I've really noticed the body of this ship. Really kind of reminiscent of a space shuttle. Like
Oh
a
yeah,
model.
wow, it really is.
Jerome has been here for
That's
3
cool.
months. Nice.
I wonder. I'm sure that was
welcome,
on purpose.
welcome, Jerome. If you're here with us,
There's 4, 5,
look like food for Godzilla.
6 is blown out in here, but I'm sure it looks amazing. 7,
Type 6 looks great on most anything.
yeah. 8, 8B, upgrade, and veteran. All right, I'm gonna go back to 32nd Century Starfleet. All right. Well, let's take this ship out to Argala and put her through her paces. Can we have a Space Shuttle Admiralty card? Kevin Stillman says that could be kind of cool if we could make it
yeah,
something like a if we could make it something like you strap the warp engine onto it, so that at least you could pretend you're sending it on missions that aren't just 2 feet away.
It's all part of a fork.
Or like a refit hot
Kinda.
rod space shuttle with Delta Flyer components installed on the inside.
Yes. I don't know, Jeremy. Do you know what ships are getting added to the Infinity Lockbox for this run besides this one? Are there contents of any previous lockbox getting thrown in, like the Picard one?
Not for this particular run.
Okay,
No.
just the
It's
new ship.
just the Mars this time around.
All right.
No other contents, no other ships.
So as mentioned before, this is a
I do,
pilot
yeah.
escort.
Mm-hmm.
Like all 32nd Century ships, she has a cloak, so let's make use of that. Come out
I
of
think
cloak
he's
now.
showing us everything in the game. Okay, so
The
cool
ship will come
heavies.
with the 32nd
I like the.
Hold on, I can barely hear you guys, which means they definitely can't.
Okay.
I like the
music's too loud.
nacelles that were
Pew,
like
pew.
working independently when the ship actually did the
So
strafing.
the ship will come with the 32nd century weapons that the others come with. It's just this test ship for Mike has some.
I like that
these are
animation. That's a
the
good, that's,
sensor link?
that's definitely good.
These
Yeah.
are indeed the sensor link. No, targeting link.
targeting. Similar.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that you might have just seen
Nice.
go off as the experimental weapon. Those
Yeah, the little bubble thing.
If you
The little bubble
you
thing.
notice it's a left-right cadence.
Take care,
That
Jared.
was actually a little tricky to make work. But now we know how.
To put the
So maybe we'll do that
to
more.
make it invincible.
Kind of a. The experimental weapon. I'll go ahead and start talking about.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's called the Subspace
Yes, it is a
Pocket
product.
Projector. I have to say that carefully because I kept saying Pocket Protector internally. But this is part of the fiction that I was mentioning earlier. is that
Subspace Pocket
I
Projector.
concepted this ship as being built around alternative forms of FTL travel in the forms of subspace bubbles that could be used to streamline the propulsion process so that it uses less energy, needs less dilithium, which is anybody that knows history of Discovery knows it was a problem.
On a
for
lady
the
is gonna
32nd
die.
century feds. But since it's a subspace pocket based propulsion, we can also project those pockets to deal damage to enemies, also inhibiting their ability to fly through normal space because it kind of puts subspace distortion around them. So it, in addition to dealing damage, it slows any target that you hit with it.
Show us.
Yes, the nerdiest weapon, the subspace pocket protector.
Yeah, exactly. Let me fire up the console here so you guys can see that. So this,
is that? What
tell
is
me,
that?
tell me about what this does, Jeremy.
So this is the crab attack.
The what?
So here's this giant enemy crab.
Crab attack.
It's actually called the Subspace Cavitation Matrix, I believe.
Oh,
The cavitation concept comes from pistol shrimp, mantis shrimp that we were talking about earlier.
Mhm.
What this essentially does is
Hey.
creates a
It's fine.
pocket of subspace
Fine.
in front of the ship that it can benefit from, allowing it to fly more swiftly, maneuver better. But it also automatically pops that bubble into a shockwave whenever there's a valid
Para.
foe in front
This
of
way.
you. So you can use this console defensively, utility-wise, to give you extra mobility in a pinch.
Okay.
But then it's also a weapon that'll automatically fire, hitting everything in front of your ship as soon as there is at least one valid target in that area.
Nice.
Both of the console and the experimental weapon are also very much built around the idea of getting in close and personal with your enemies. They do more damage the closer that you are. They're more effective the closer that you are to your foe. So that's kind of a mechanical theming that we did with both of those pieces of equipment, and to a certain extent with the Starship Trait that we built for this as well.
Do you want to talk about the Starship Trait? Because I am very excited by this Starship
No,
Trait.
I want to keep focusing on the console for a minute because this is
Okay.
one of the other cool animations.
How long does it buff?
You see how the nacelles kind of
Oh,
flash
nice.
forward there, and it goes
Yeah.
off, it goes pinch. I'm going to keep
Hold on.
focusing on the console for a minute because this is
Okay.
one of the other cool animations.
Oh, that's very
Uh,
cool.
You see how the nacelles kind of flex forward there, and it goes
Yeah.
off, it goes pinch, and pops the bubble.
Nice.
So is that
Those
how
animation
pistol
are
shrimp
nice.
works? They like create a bubble of air and then pop it with their super punch?
No, not quite. But we wanted, with a pistol shrimp, it all happens immediately. The friction and heat generated by this sudden snapping motion actually creates the cavity itself. But we wanted a mechanical thing that kind of separates the two and gives you a moment to enjoy the animation of the flexed nacelles before it goes off. So we started from the pistol shrimp, but we didn't end with the pistol shrimp. We did our own thing a little bit.
Yeah. So people are noticing that the experimental weapon fires from 2 different hard points. Thomas, I assume that equipping this experimental weapon signifies actually installing 2 linked weapons on your ship.
Like fictionally?
Yeah,
I
fictional.
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean,
Fine,
like, the
I
way-
will say it now. then.
the way our weapons work is really pretty far divorced from how they, well, actually work.
Yeah, how many weapon
uh,
hard points does the scimitar have in canon?
Oh god, it's
52.
like 23 torpedo tubes and
Spartan made that ship
78
once.
disruptor
She
cannons.
she
and-
showed it to me. It was glorious.
Broken.
ridiculous.
It broke the game. It absolutely could not work. It had to be on a map with
disruptive.
nothing
Well,
else
even-
on it to even fire.
The Galaxy class has like 15 phaser arrays or something on it, right? Like
Yeah.
so I don't, like if you, presumably if you were gonna like make the
Andrew, you're
weapon,
so
this
right about that.
experimental weapon, more friendly, then the ship would have 2 of them, one in each nacelle.
Well, that's kind of what it does. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right now.
but this left-right cadence is something we did completely on purpose, and it works with other ships. I believe it's just using the heavy cannon firing modes.
Yeah, like the outer cannon.
Yeah.
Fire node.
The console can also be used on other ships. You just won't get the really cool animation when it does.
But you'll still get the ball, just not the
You get
nacelle
ball
moving.
and the kind of cloudy power effects that kind of drift off the nacelles
Yeah.
towards the bubble.
I was wondering about that. So the one thing I know how to fly in this game pretty well is pilot ships, and I noticed you can use it to get around behind your enemy fairly easily, and then fly up on them and detonate the power, doing massive flanking damage. That's very
Yep.
nice.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, it looks great on a lot of weapons. Elamist in the chat is saying on an Endorian escort.
Yeah,
I
it
actually
would-
like it on the wider ships because they're firing from such bigger angles.
I would be interested to see it on my my bird of prey,
Yeah.
and I do mean mine because it's specifically the one Thomas designed for me.
Well, I mean,
No, it was for me.
Eric-
Don't
Eric
get
Henry designed it. But,
That's
I
true.
mean, like,
The one that Thomas had
like,
designed for the one that Thomas had designed by one of my favorite YouTubers for me.
Yeah, there you go, exactly. But it was inspired by the conversation we had,
Yeah.
for sure. You
Can
definitely
you show
deserve
off one
credit
more
for.
thing?
Yeah.
So Weston did some extra work on this ship to allow
No,
it
he
to be able
reset
to
its
use pilot
control.
maneuvers while in the console's bubble mode.
Oh, okay. Let me.
So this is usually something we end up having to turn off, and we might still have to turn it off on some consoles in the future. But like, you can still activate them on this ship, which I think is really rad.
Yeah.
If we can do it, this is something I want to try to do in the future. But I don't want to write those checks.
Oh, that looks really cool with the spinning, though.
Yeah, that's super cool.
That's really neat.
Mad props to Weston and to Ian Richards who did the effects on this ship. I mentioned it before, but I wanted to call it out while the effects were playing on screen.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we
those
still haven't talked
effects is
about what
nice.
I think is actually the
Definitely.
coolest, best part of the ship. If you'd like to.
Yes, I think I would like to show that off now.
Hold
I
on,
don't-
1 second. Guys, I'll be 2 seconds. I just need to grab myself a beer. Alright. Here we go. Sorry. I apologize for this. It's totally not about being a logbox, being an event ship or C-store. An event ship, yes. Not even a C-store. An event ship, yes. From what you guys are saying, you guys don't like the shape of it. I don't like the shape of it either. You guys were calling it a frog, crab. No, I don't think it's an infinity lockbox worth ship. Honesty.
I don't think this character has it, so I don't think we can actually show it
some
off.
people
But
Right.
let's just tooltip it, and
It's
we
pretty
can talk
simple to
about it.
understand.
Yeah.
The trait is very simple. It's called Improved Lock Trajectory. Anybody that's flown pilot ships, you probably recognize this. The lock trajectory is a pilot bridge officer ability, and this Starship Trait removes the cooldown from that
Completely,
ability.
forever.
Completely. So you can lock trajectory itself is a toggle, so you can turn it on and off whenever you like, and now you can turn it on and off. Really,
Whenever you like. You can turn it on, fly this way, spin that way, stop, go this way. The amount of maneuverability this is going to give me specifically, I mean, I cannot wait to see what people build with this trait.
So I've been playing around with this ship a lot internally too, because I think this is the first time that I've designed anything that made me change my keybinds. I ended up binding lock trajectory to one of my mouse thumb buttons.
Okay.
That's gonna be fun in a Defiant for sure.
Oh yeah,
What's
it's gonna be
the
fun
toilet
in
ship that you
my
talked
my Bird of Prey too.
I
Zip
think
it around the
brings
map.
a whole new-
They're losing their shit in chat a little bit.
Uh huh.
I think it just brings a whole new layer to being.
I'm actually kind of sad that Augie isn't here. I don't think he is anyway. To start immediately theory crafting on us.
It also does have a secondary benefit. The trait is it does something if you're not flying a pilot ship, which is that whenever you damage
courage
something in the
class,
forward
I
arc, you get a
don't
cooldown
even
reduction
did a review
to
about that.
pilot abilities again, but also to firing modes. I forget
do I
which
love
ones.
that shit?
If you look at the tooltip, though, it'll mention. Oh wait, I have the documentation here. I can look at it here.
Merrick asked when we'll start
I do
making
not have
C-store
that ship
ships
in my,
again. The
my
answer
hands.
is, of course, a month ago when we put out two ships in the C-store.
We haven't stopped.
Nope.
And we've got some. I won't say what they are, but we've got more lined up for but sooner than you think. So
I'm excited.
For what?
So
For the
the,
sea
Oh, you can
storm?
firewall the console's on. Oh, neat.
Yeah, it doesn't lock you out or anything. It's just it's a secondary propulsion mode that then.
Movement buff with an
Punches
awesome cannon.
Yeah.
What was the trade? The trade
The
was
cooldown
removing
bonuses from the
the
Starship Trait apply
cooldown
to
from the
rapid fire and
lock
scatter rolls. So, yeah, this is
trajectory,
very
so
much
you
a,
basically can
cannon
maneuver your
weapon
ship while you're
ship.
moving in a different
Yeah.
direction
I ran out of time
in space.
doing work stuff, specifically making the video for the ship before before the stream, where I would have gotten pilot maneuvers and cannon abilities on this guy, but sadly, I only have so many hours in the day.
Yeah, useless. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's basically it. When
I
you're done
mean,
with
just
combat, some
for
folks have asked to
escorts,
see
it
the
might be
actual
interesting,
Yeah.
but
can do
for
that, and then we
dreadnoughts and
can,
all the big
do
ships,
some,
definitely useless.
Shield, vanity shield stuff, and maybe do a little Q and also A.
I can also just bark out some stats here that don't show up well. In
Mirek,
the
they were the T6 versions of the Oberth and the Malachowski, the Clark and the Grissom, and they were released individually and as part of a perfectly well-priced bundle. Thank you very much.
Yes, this is a 5.2x ship, as somebody pointed out. So I know some people clamor for those.
But Jeremy, I saw on Twitter that you don't make those. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
what a jerk!
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Let's see. I can shout out some other stats here. It's got a hull modifier of 1.15 or 1.15. Shield modifier is pretty low. All these 32nd century ships focus on hull over shield, so the shield modifier is only 0.8.
Oof.
And 533 consoles, tactical engineering science, turn rate 18. and some other stuff.
I'm just gonna pull out of combat here. So
A shout out to Peace by Peace in chat. It's a really great STO
Oh,
variety
yeah.
streamer.
oh yeah, welcome,
Good.
welcome.
Go check her out if you haven't already.
We enjoy your streams very much. And your raps. You should come on this show and do a rap about this show sometime. Anyway,
She'll do it, man.
oh, I know she will. I absolutely know she will. All right, let's take a look at the seating on this guy. So we have Lieutenant Universal Intelligence, a Commander Tactical Pilot,
Comparing against my documentation to make sure these are right.
Lieutenant Tactical, a Lieutenant Commander Engineering, and a Lieutenant Science. A bunch of people in chat just suddenly asked about Temporal Recruit update. That is coming actually sooner than you might think. I can't tell you when, obviously.
Because the year is almost
I
done,
can't even
that's
say
why.
that because I'm not entirely sure. Like, I'm pretty sure it's on the schedule to happen that way, but
I know some amount of dev work has been invested into it already.
yeah.
So
So
What I was
a significant
Finally.
amount.
yeah, yeah. So like a lot. Yeah, Temporal Recruit. Yes, Grand Nagus is coming tomorrow. That's right. In the update, that's not happening tomorrow. We will do that.
but it's temporal recruit, so really it's already happened.
It happened.
It's not.
I did it 20 minutes
Right.
ago.
Well, as long as you guys
Yes,
are having fun.
I can't read your name because it's in that weird blue font. But there we go. Isumawa says, thank you for having the recruit events rolling back. Actually, don't thank me. Thank Andre Emerson. That was 100% his idea when he looked at them and said, why do we have these if we never run them again? We spent so much time on them.
Yeah. Hey, I've got
Wow.
a question. What type of damage does the experimental weapon do?
It is kinetic.
Kinetic. Okay.
Yeah, we do make a point of experimental weapons never do one of the cardinal damage types.
Yeah.
Like phaser, disruptor, plasma, etc.
Always
Because then you could
That's-
really power them up with the consoles that people have 15 of.
The design concept behind experimental weapons is to be something that doesn't overly synergize, so that we can make them weird.
yeah,
and
lockbox
cool
ships
and
or
fun.
the
Yeah.
promo
Yeah.
ships.
Now, that
Someone
being
said
there
Dan
are
PMK says
sources
they're
of-
almost all kinetic. Yeah, probably. But
Well,
hey, that just
depending
makes
on-
your just makes your torp build so much better.
But there's some electric, there's some fire, there's some radiation, so they're out there.
Would you say it's electric boogie woogie woogie woogie?
I wouldn't, because you said it for me.
Ugh.
And he did nothing.
I'm gonna have to make that noise every time I fire those things when I'm playing with this ship.
In terms of damage,
don't
it
know
was
what
like
they
point
sound
blank and still
I
nothing.
haven't looked at them again since they put audio in.
Ah.
They look like they sound like that though.
K-Boss asks an interesting question that I feel comfortable
Saying no
answering.
to.
Yeah. Is some of the dev work going to integrate Discovery characters into temporal recruits? And the answer is no, because STO is a theme park. It's a Star Trek theme park, and we want the TOS land to feel like TOS, and we want the Discovery land to feel like Discovery. So we're not necessarily going to mix that chocolate and that peanut butter.
Yeah.
Until you get to the 25th century, where everything gets in the blender.
One giant blender. That's not to say we won't ever do like a recruit for Discovery characters. There's arguments to be made that we should have done it a few years ago, but they won't be in TOS. And also from a technical standpoint, that would make it harder for us to run temporal recruit in the first place, because we would have to find ways to put the points that are in all the TOS missions instead in the Discovery missions. So it's one of those things that seems like a good idea, but probably isn't.
I like the idea of a TMP land. I want to do that.
Yeah, of course you do.
Javash thought, which
so
is also a great username.
The TMP land is just you walk into a repair bay on Earth Space Dock, and Thomas's character welcomes you and then says, "Now we're going to watch a video of your starship for 20 freaking minutes," and Thomas will be so happy.
Here's the thing. You joke.
No, that's your favorite scene. I know you would love that.
But I think I've always wanted a view my ship in dry dock cutscene for people, like when you get a new ship.
I
like,
know.
Watch
That would
a
be great.
cutscene of
That's sort of
it would
eventually
be
the end goal of the ship videos we've been doing. It's just
right.
a bigger deal
Board
than...
We
pyramid,
need to
board
get
triangle.
Yeah.
we get more time and maybe a bit more like software support to have the
To make
camera
that
be a
work.
bit
Okay,
more
I've not
like
heard
aware
anything about
of
that.
the
Yeah.
size of the ship.
Yeah.
But
Neither
it would
these guys
be,
are talking
it would be
about it.
super cool.
I still can't tell you, and probably won't be able to for literal years, what I was tweeting about with the meeting where Thomas got so excited. But it was the most amusing part about it was where the thing that Thomas got excited about was mentioned, and me, Al, and somebody else, maybe Bill, all jumped in to tell the person who said it how excited Thomas would be, until the point where Thomas was like, "Maybe if you could just let me frickin' talk."
I said I was a little more vulgar than that. Too.
I know. Kago Rogers. There was a Guardian Forever mission. It wasn't in the TOS tutorial. It was in, I think, the main Federation storyline. It's being, it's in the pile of things that we want to rework and restore to life one day.
That whole storyline is actually, as far as I understand, I'm not on the content team, but as far as I understand, is near the top of the stuff we'd love to remaster and bring back.
Yeah. ID Gaming Federation, if we had Sir Patrick coming in to do VO, that would have been a tweet about how all of us were bouncing off the ceiling, not just Thomas.
Well,
this is specifically something Thomas has wanted for years, and I'm very happy for him. If it happens, it still may not happen.
If it happens,
it still may not happen. We're talking about it.
One of the cool things about working with an IP that we're also so big fans of is that kind of stuff actually happens on a
fairly
somewhat
regular basis.
Yeah. It's great.
Well, and you have things like Lower Decks. You have something in the franchise that you think like, oh man, the pack lids are hilarious, but they're never like, when are we ever gonna get to use the pack lids in Stowe as like a thing? And then Lower Decks comes along, and it's like, oh, now they're the main antagonist for a live Star Trek TV show, and you're like, where the fuck, where the f did that come from?
I love one of the reasons that I've loved Lower Decks jumping into the canon. I've loved so far all of the shows that have jumped into the canon, but with Lower Decks especially, it's because they have such license to be so lovingly referential that they'll do things like that. Like, it's like, here's the pack lids, and now they're a major threat. You're like, oh, cool, that sounds like something we would have done.
Right.
But they
Those
do it in
old
a way that
scientists.
still makes sense. You can tell that the makers of that show are still huge.
Brad,
Star Trek.
you're so
They're not
right
just
about
doing it
that.
for laughs. They're doing
Yeah. It
out of
feels
love.
like it could happen in the universe, but it's kind of like whenever you watch...
So the first 10 minutes was very interesting. Everything was about the ship. Everything was like, oh, way cool, this, that. And then we got about 20 minutes listening to stories, which is entertaining, because that's what the stream is all about. But then again, it's not about that. The stream is actually featuring the new ship, getting people excited about the new ship. And when you are not even focusing on, when you're not even focusing on the ship, but you're telling stories about whatever, pack-lids and Lower Decks and all that, means that you're not really excited about these ships. Where's the whole excitement? The whole team was excited about, this project. It's just gone.
Watch a Lego version of something like Lego
Right.
Lower to the Range or something, and you're like,
Right.
I feel like this actually happened, but it's some
don't get me wrong,
players,
this
like
is
it's somebody's
entertaining.
version of telling the story.
Yeah,
I feel like that with
definitely
Lower Decks.
Star
Like
Trek
this
and,
is how.
very interesting.
Oh God, I
I've
forgot
got
her
a
name.
Comparison.
Yeah.
If it's
Lego
going,
stuff-
if it's going to be just some kind of like Monday stream or this could be very interesting to hear about. If it was some kind of generic ship, but this is all about the new ship,
very
right?
much in the same
Yeah,
same.
I may have brought this up because Lego Star Wars: The Freemaker Adventures is my favorite Star Wars cartoon. It's great. Everybody watch it. Anyway,
Oh, sorry. Did we get a chance to show off vanity shields on this?
that's
show?
why I was coming here, but I didn't
Oh.
mean to come here. Wow. Okay, so I went to Earth Space Dock, and then I said,
I was
I'm
just
going to
about to
beam
say
up
this.
to go look at vanity shields. And then
Yeah.
when I beamed up, I said, "Oh, I need to dock with Earth Space Dock," and beamed back down. It's ADD. All right. Let's do. I know everybody's gonna ask for the Emperors and Section 31, so let's get those
Baul.
Rub your
in.
ship's script
Baul.
over the final benefit. Nice, Adam.
Here's Section 31.
I mean, at
Whoa.
the very
Well, what
least,
do
if
you
it
know?
didn't
This
say-
ship actually looks really good in black. I know most of them do, but
Nice.
dang.
The ones. So
Thank you.
I'm not going to begrudge, yuck on anybody's yum, but the ones
Yeah.
that I like best this are the ones that have like prominent glows that kind of cut through the black.
Yeah.
This one doesn't look to be one of those ships.
No, it's just all black.
Yep.
Alexa, stop. Just reminding me to pick up my daughter, but it's not the day that I have to pick up my daughter. Let's see. I'm going to try a Bozeman Titans because... Ooh, looks like it might be good. Ooh, that is good.
I like it.
Yeah.
Some other ships that turns out pretty loud, but this one's nice and subtle.
Yeah. Someone asked for Kelvin KDF. I don't know if I have that here. I do.
At least the mail on it something
Ooh.
going for it.
Yeah, I just like this shield on a lot of things. I had the Alliance shield on my Bird of Prey for the
Oh,
longest
Angel,
time, but
that's
then I
such a
ended up
beautiful
throwing this
ship.
on because it just makes it look so Klingon. Makes everything look so Klingon.
Cthulhu, the Breen actually might look okay on this one because it's a smaller ship. It's really the bigger ships where the Breen shields look
Ooh.
not great.
Ooh, this might be the first Slime Devils I like. I talk a lot about how green and purple is my favorite color combination, but Slime Devils is just too loud for
Dude.
me on a Star Trek
Yeah.
starship. But this is nice, actually.
Come on. It's not.
I think it's because the
not.
edging is just
I think it's because it looks like a crab.
I just like to throw this one on because
Way to go,
it
then.
amuses me. Actually, that looks pretty cool. Ooh, you know what? We should get the
Is
Herc
that-
shield on this.
Oh, I thought that was the Herc ship.
No, that's the this is the Discovery
Sarcophagus.
KDF. Yeah, sarcophagus. There
Does
we
he
go.
actually know that there is like a filter option over there?
Herc. Oh,
And
I
everything
didn't
is
sort it, I
like
guess. It's not
already
in
sorted
alphabetical
out
anymore.
alphabetically.
Good song though.
Thanks. You should hear my Champions costume contest streams. People complained on the very first stream. Oh, yep, Herc looks real good on this guy. I complained on the very first stream that I wasn't looking at the backs of costumes, so now I fly around the backs of their costumes every time while singing songs about their butts.
That's what you get.
Oh, this is apparently the second one I've liked Slime Devils on. Well, I'm nothing if not repetitive.
I was waiting for that.
Thank you. Gamma coming right up. Ooh, good choice.
No.
That is nice.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I want to see Breen, the dielectric.
It's not.
Oh boy.
Because there are
Okay.
so few ships that it actually looks decent on, and I think this might be one of them.
I'll take that bet. Wait, I must have missed it.
I saw you.
Nope.
I mean, it's looked worse.
It has. You're right. But no. If there's one, I think there's only like that vanity shield in the game that I kind of want to be
You're
like, Thomas,
awesome.
do you want to just take a pass on this?
awesome,
Ferengi has been requested
That's totally
and
true.
coming up.
That looks
Very
like a
nice.
Ferengi ship.
It actually looks like a Ferengi ship. Yeah.
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 What were the Ferengi? My brain went to Cardassian. Went back to the first episode of season 2 of Lower Decks. What were the fighters that were chasing her? That was new, right? In the hologram episode of the hologram part of the beginning of the episode.
The Cardassian, there were Cardassian fighters in DS9, and they
Okay.
looked
Hideki?
the Hideki. We actually have those in the game, and they looked pretty close. There were little differences here and there, but
Nukara makes this look like a Reaper ship from Mass Effect, and I mean that in the highest complimentary way.
oh.
Yeah. Let's see, Lucari, of
Is there a
course.
Cation clause?
Take care, Adam.
I thought oh no, I didn't do the Cation clause. I did the Slime Devils. Okay,
Oh,
I'll do
snap, my
Lucari,
character
and then
bugged
the
out.
Cation clause. Ooh, that's actually
cool.
super nice.
I like it. I like
Yeah,
it.
I was worried it wasn't going to have enough glow, but no, that's real good. Cation clause, Ferenginar. Work bees.
I love how surprised you sound at how good they look, Thomas. Hey, that worked.
It's the crapshoot.
I would not have.
Crapshoot.
I would not have thought purple and gold as a good color combination, but here it is once again. STO Grand Nagus ETA on next
Again.
dilithium sync. There was a meme somebody posted about how we'd forgotten about dilithium syncs on the subreddit, and I really wanted to reply. I wish we could implement things as fast as you guys think we can. But yes, more news on dilithium syncs coming very soon. Jeremy owes me a blog about it, as a matter of fact.
Oh, maybe I should write that.
Yeah, probably.
I'm excited to read it because I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah,
I don't think I have Zatvash here, unfortunately. Sorry, folks. I don't have the Lions either.
Option for people to spend dilithium on if they like. So.
There you go.
Yeah, I
More
don't know
option
if
to
people
spend
understand,
dilithium.
but there's a little bit of extra delay on that kind of a feature because it is sensitive economic material that a lot of people at this point like to review and make sure we're not making stupid decisions.
Yep. Got to make sure we don't destroy the economy.
Yeah. The more fingers you have in the kitchen, fingers in the kitchen.
Ooh, y'all, pink looks real good on this thing.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it looks cool.
That
that is
glow
good.
is nice.
Rotate the ship at least.
Terran
Come on,
and
or the
Delta,
camera.
While we're doing these shields, you guys can throw any other kind of questions at us you want. I know both Thomas and Jeremy are reading the chat, so if I miss them, they'll just ask.
Is there a chance of reworking universally disliked shield visuals? I think you overestimate the term universally disliked. Like, we've
Yeah,
been
I mean
talking
that's
about
the trick
green
is if
shield.
there are people who don't like it and then you change it. I mean, if there are people who do like it and you change it, you sort of taken away the thing
Yeah.
you liked. So
I think
Like why when we updated all the hairs, we left all the old hairs in as well.
exactly. I was just going to say I think
a good point.
there's a better chance of us making a new green shield than there is of retooling
It's
the
called
old one.
the
Ooh,
one exception.
Samuel Cockings. Hi, how you doing? He says he's excited to
Hey.
look at these ships on
Apologies.
Trek Yards. Sorry, please
Nice.
continue.
Yeah, I mean the one exception I guess is me because I'm a
He's
jerk.
well, I mean, Adam. No, it's not Adam. Curse. Like you said, he's biased about these ships. He obviously is gonna say like, yeah, this is a good ship, buy it. You know, that's at the end of the day, he's getting paid to do that. But he's not focusing on ships. He's just focusing just to, you know, to get these interview, get the material that they need to put out as fast as possible. He's not focusing on showcasing the ship. It's not the topic of the stream. It's like, it's just, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not going to say that he's doing a bad job or he's doing a good job or he's, you know, neglecting this or neglecting to do that. But if you really want to showcase the ship, then you need really, the ship needs to be, you know, the center of the entire stream, video, whatever you're going to do.
But typically when we remaster a canon ship, we'll just get rid of the old model because
Well,
it's
but that's kind of different.
It's a
though,
little
because
different,
that's
yeah.
That's adding
Yeah.
a few more millions of tries.
Right.
And yeah, I think that's making it, yeah, because that's improving rather than, well, I guess you could say you're improving the dielectric if you did that. I don't know why it's different, but it feels different to me, Thomas.
it feels different to me too because ultimately you want, if you have a Miranda class ship in the game, you want that to represent what people expect the Miranda to look like, which is what it looked like in the movie, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's sort of the justification I've used in terms of just sort of wholesale replacing things
Yeah.
for ships.
STO Grand Nagus, a complex solution is being developed for DilSyncs, and also short-term solutions are being developed. I would qualify the one that's coming up as maybe more of a long-term, actually, but it's
Okay,
sort of
that's
somewhere in
awesome.
the middle between those two, really.
I would say long term.
Oh, yeah.
But likely to be low impact.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's not going to be a major immediate sync,
yeah,
but it's also something.
Brad,
that we
you can
intend
forget
for-
about
once it's in
bridges.
the game, it'll be there forever.
yeah.
No
But the
worry.
rule,
They're not going to do that.
it takes us
much.
time to implement anything, even quote-unquote fast fixes.
Yeah.
The Vanity Shield fix that came out so fast after the crash was actually because Jeremy was considering and working on that before the crash happened, and then
Yep.
said, "Oh crap, get it out there."
Yep.
But
It was a conversation that I had actually already had with Jared prior to needing to get it live. So Jared, our lead producer.
Yeah. Chris Etheridge, so bridges are a difficult
here we
thing
go.
these days
Bridges.
because we don't. If you watched last week's stream, it should be on the video on demand still, and I'll make sure to upload it to YouTube. But our environment team is 3 people, and so all 3 of those people right now are working really hard on getting.
Sorry. Oh my god. Oh my god. Sorry about that. Oh snap. Oh man. That was, guys, that was not, I did not expect that. Oh my god, I did not expect an entire company that is focused on making games. Man, I'm gonna die. I am going to die. Oh my god. Finally, here you guys go. Here you guys have the understanding that Cryptic is not a big company anymore. They throw out these titles, these lead designer, or what was it, the other one that they had? To give you an idea, or to give you a perspective, that it's like team lead or something like that. It's like, oh my god, and he just flops that out. He just flops that out. The entire environmental artist design team is 3 people. What happens if one of them gets sick? What happens if that's the game that we play, guys. That's the game that we play. All part-timers too. 8 hours a week, man. That's more than enough. Oh my god. Guys, it is, on the one hand, it's hilarious. It's funny. It's, we can laugh about this. But it's no joke. This game that we're playing is just, you can see it right here. This is just like the developers of the game. They are basically saying that the team that they're having is just, a skeleton crew, as when it comes to ship terminology. It's skeleton crew to maintain this game. It's bad. Can't sell a bridge. Exactly. Sorry. No wonder it takes so long, 2 episodes to come out. Cubez, we were just looking at the new ship that they released, but our community manager, Ambassador Kale, said something funny. He said that their whole environmental team, so people that are designing the hallways, the different worlds that we go through, the interior of ships that they're basically not doing for a long time. That team is comprised out of 3 individual people. 3. And that's the entire team. That's that's hilarious on the one side, but that's so bad on the other side.
Content done for the next mission, and it's taking all of their time to do that. Now, some of the Fed
All
interior
of the
kit
time.
that Nick created could be used to make a new Federation bridge, but it wouldn't be as simple as just snap your fingers, there's a bridge. You also have to get the content team to implement it. It's one of those things where it's we know you guys love bridges. We love bridges, but there's such a time sink to implement that they end up not paying off for the time that we spend on them. When we could be spending time on things that, like missions,
ships.
that actually
Better ships.
keep players in the game and playing.
Worse
frankly,
ships.
I think that
These kind of ships.
the good ballpark statement would be if you see a bridge in a mission,
Yep.
then there's a much higher chance of that becoming a player usable bridge. But even then, it's not guaranteed.
I mean,
But
you
that's
saw
what we need to do.
you saw how long it took us to get the Klingon tutorial bridge to playable
Yeah.
bridge form, and that was because I was standing there going, guys, guys, guys,
Mm-hmm.
guys,
Yeah.
guys.
And
Now
so
I
that
want
is
now I
something
want
that comes
Laurel's
up-
bridge. That's my next one.
That is something that comes up as a discussion topic when we can find the time. Like, hey, we're gonna have this part of this mission take place inside of the enemy's ship, and then then the conversation has to be: should it take place on the bridge? Do we have time to make that?
Yeah.
Are we gonna implement it into a player bridge? Like that
Oh my
whole
God, good
type
lord.
of conversation spins out of those.
Get that out of
pitches.
here.
Yeah, like Laurel's bridge is another one. We made that, and I think that was just made out of the Klingon kit, so it's a little bit easier to make. But it's a really cool bridge, and I want it. But that would mean
A lot
getting
of custom
some
lighting.
and that would mean getting some of
Copy-paste,
Jesse's
copy-paste,
time.
exactly, yeah.
Most likely Jesse. It could possibly be John or Ryan who does it, but it's most likely going to be Jesse because things like that tend to get thrown on him because he has the most experience doing it. Yeah.
Thanks for asking for another round of tooltips if you can
Oh,
spare the time.
Yeah, I sure can. Let me put it back up. Jeremy, can you talk a little bit? KelMG just asked about unlocking more bridges for other ships. Can you talk a little bit about the complications of that process?
So right now we do still have some under the hood hang-ups that we want to fix. Who knows when we'll have time to? But basically, any ship that was originally made for a Federation can't be used safely by Klingon players, and this also accounts for like Romulans. If you actually, I think we put in safeguards for Romulans now that I think about it. But anyway, we basically have to make a different content layer. It's called where the interacts aren't hostile to you.
Yeah.
They won't attack you when you
Yeah,
go
because
into
the
your bridge.
NPCs who are on the bridge, other than your bridge officers, and maybe even your bridge officers, are set up
Yes,
to
your bridge
be the allegiance you are, or we expect you to be. So, like on a Federation bridge,
right.
if I can probably show this off. You guys know let's see, map move, shared, Klingon, nope, KLG. Okay,
I don't think
maybe
there's
I won't be
any
able to find
shared
it.
Klingon bridges.
Oh, okay, that'll do it. Then it would
But
be
I also don't remember the names of any
KLG.
offhand.
It's tutorial bridge, but bridge? No. Okay, I don't remember it. Sorry, guys. I thought I could just
Then,
head there.
Okay, so that's only part of the process, is making sure that the actual content, the map that you move to, works and doesn't kill you. The other half of it is that individual bridge sets are assigned on a per ship basis,
Yeah.
and there are approximately 700-ish ships in the game right now.
Yep.
So trying to make a blanket change is harder than doing it.
Not
like on-
impossible. We made all ships flyable by everybody, and that involved changing every ship in the game. But you
No,
know,
he's
did
just
it.
said
We
real
also
low.
updated the.
His
I don't-
voice
it's
is
probably
good, but he just
invisible to
said
most
real low.
players, but we updated the way that registry information is made available on a per ship basis recently, and that was basically to make things like this easier for us developers. The old ways of doing registries actually made it very difficult for us to make any ship use a specific, like unlocked registry, like ISS, for example. That's not a default for almost any ship.
yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's impossible, but there
No, but the Google,
are many roadblocks.
no, what he's talking about is the name of the tutorial bridge. That should be somewhere on Google. The bridge name, because he's using the command to take the character that he's playing and forcibly move it to the tutorial bridge. He should be able to do it if he has the ship name, or at least the bridge name. But yeah.
Does it make it a larger than expected time investment to do so? And that's just some of the
right.
baggage you're faced with when you're on a really old game.
I got distracted by the questions and forgot to show off the experimental weapon and console tooltips. I have a feeling that's on you guys' face. let's see.
What about if you remove it? Put it in your inventory?
The whole Zenkethi is in the chat and has asked, are consoles from the tier 2 through tier 5 ships ever going to get tampered with or remastered? Specifically to your question, you're asking about passive bonuses. Probably never going to do that because we want tier passive bonuses to be a focus of tier 6 consoles. But as far as like retooling them, remastering them, making more desirable, we do that basically if they have a reason to be re-released. So alongside things like legendary versions of ships that include older consoles, we'll try to take a look at those consoles and make sure that they're not terrible. Yeah. Basically try to make them a little better.
Yeah. Philly Dilly 18 is always worth reporting a bug you experience. You are correct that if, let's see if I open this up. Oh no, it's right there.
Brad,
Great.
if only,
you are correct that
only,
if
only these guys actually know what they were like implementing in terms of commands and stuff like that. I'm guessing they don't. I'm guessing this is new to them, or at least not new in terms of like, hey, this is a new tool, but it's something that they just don't use a lot. There could be like two factors involved in this. They just don't use it because they're not testing these ships more often, or they just have other tools to their disposal, basically. Because they probably have some like internal tools to to like spawn in NPCs or enemies or different kinds of ships on their own servers that they're using, and so that's why they're not using these tools a lot. But I agree with you, they should know what they're doing, implementing like the command strings, that or at least have a basic idea of what it is. As a manager, decision manager, you have to know all the stuff the support needs to know. Exactly, Brad. I definitely agree with you on that. That's definitely a big boo-boo on these guys. Of course, they won't remaster stuff. They only have to remove on the environment. Oh my God, Chris, you're so right about that.
The bug is like, say, a visual one that's only affecting that particular bridge. It's probably going to be a lower priority fix than something that's causing, a crash for hundreds of players or something like that. But please do report everything you find on the forums or via the in-game reporting tool, so we can help you guys figure it out.
Right. Who was it? Was it Chris that you needed to wait like 2 weeks for
a couple of people were saying how they even though we were explaining all that, we're saying, but Klingons can use Federation ships, so why can't they use the bridges? Again, that's not the problem. The bridge is a separate map. It's not actually connected to your ship. So it doesn't know that your ship is allowed to be used by you now. You would teleport to the bridge, and all of your Federation bridge officers would start shooting you immediately. It just would be a problem.
I think that we went through and tried to do a
code
mutiny mix-up for that when we did cross-faction flying.
I kill you.
But the maps themselves weren't touched in that process, and they might be restricted to an individual faction. There's so many things that bridges are arcane knowledge, and they weren't set up to be a focus of gameplay. Also, I mean, and I don't mean this to diminish y'all's input. We love you guys that come and watch these live streams, but you're really the only community that ever talks about bridges for the most part.
I mean, that's not true. Every single STO community talks about bridges, but we've always
hard
played
to justify.
It's one of those things where people don't use them much for gameplay, and when we've put them on sale, they traditionally haven't done well. So there's not, it's one of those things where people are like, oh, we'll pay money for more bridges, but you might, but the thousands of people who aren't you who play the game may not.
And also, maybe modern audiences
haven't. I mean,
STOs.
let's be.
Haven't.
Let's not
that's
be
why.
coy.
That's why I said may not. Not won't.
In the past, it is very clear. Like they haven't done well.
Well, that's what I was getting at. Is like it is possible that the modern audience of STO is different than our historical audience of STO. MMOs of this age have a lot of player turnover. Maybe modern players are more into it than the data that we tend to rely on, which is like verifiable. We once did a duty officers update that was entirely.
I love his
focused on
mindset.
ship interiors and bridges.
His mindset is
where
awesome.
Certain
Talking about
assignments
Jeremy
would
right
only
now.
be available if you went into your ship, and that was an attempt
He's
for
not
us
saying
on the game
based on data
developer
is
side
no,
to create
or based on data
content
we have this.
on the interior of your ship, so that you have more of
But he's using his brain.
a
That's
reason
nice.
to go there, more of a reason to want to pay attention to the interior of your ship. And the almost unilateral feedback that we received at the time was, I don't want to have to go to my ship to get to this gameplay. So we removed it. We made those assignments available everywhere because everybody seemed to hate the update. Now that was a very long time ago. I'd say estimated 7 to 8 years ago when we made that change, maybe more. But nevertheless, it does remain a verifiable point of data that that we do make.
He's talking
some
about
decisions
duty
based
officer
around.
assignment missions that you need to go
Arcane
physically
Flame
to the
Pony,
bridge.
you are absolutely right. Were we designing this game from the ground up right now, we would probably do player housing on your bridges, like, you know, something like you get a ready room that you can decorate with trophies from your missions and things like that. The idea of implementing a system like that now, it's a larger task than it seems. I know a lot of
Jeremy
things,
should
because
be in
other
charge,
games do
yeah.
them, feel
Well,
like...
I mean, the guy that is also in charge is doing a good job. It's just, they just don't have the resources anymore. So they need to pick and choose whatever is going to make them the most amount of money in return of the time spent, resources, all of that good stuff, yada yada yada. So I can understand where they're basically coming from, but you have, you know, like you said, like he said on the stream. I think that just 3 people work on an entire game for the environment alone. I just don't know, because out of those 3 people, you know how it goes, right? 3 people are working, or at least supposedly should be working, and you can see this everywhere. There's only one guy out of the 3 people that is actually doing the work. The other 2 guys are just, you know, going to the bathroom, smoking, eating, grabbing coffee, doing this, doing that, picking his nose, picking lint out of his belly button, doing all the stuff that you should be doing while you're working. They're not doing. You know, it's just it's everywhere the same thing. I had the same thing with when I was working in the food and beverage industry, and I was like the manager of this thing. You kind of needed to be on top of people. Do your work, do your work, do your work, do your work. What the hell are you doing here? You're not on a break. Get back inside. You know, it's the same thing over and over. It's the same thing, and there's only one out of those 3 people that are actually doing the stuff that you need to do. And I don't know if there are, like, you know, 40 or 60 hour that they're putting into the game, but it's limited resources on everything. I work at Subway, so I don't do that. Doing other things is working at Blizzard. Yeah. What was it? Chasing women or something like that? Or harassing women at Blizzards? Not just for gameplay, but the stuff on the bridge to do FFS. There's one other enemy brain missions. There's only 2 missions I know of. Yeah, I know what you mean. There is that mission that you need to interact with your computer, and you need to, like, decipher certain information and then replace certain information to make it workable. I know what you mean. The woman harassed. Yeah. I knew about that. Or at least I didn't know about that, to be honest. I watched a YouTube video about Asmongold. I don't know if you guys know him, but he's like really big streamer of World of Warcraft. So WoW. And he ended up quitting because he didn't like the way it was, but he made a video about it, or at least somebody made a video about him making a statement saying, you know, this shouldn't happen, that, and stuff like that. And yeah, that was good. That was not, you know, that's how I got the majority of information, you know, watching YouTube videos.
It's like, well, why don't you just do that? But just doing that is a multi-month process that meant we couldn't spend high silk time on other things.
Yeah.
Right.
I love the idea of even if we couldn't do full interiors, full bridges, even like a personal quarter.
Yeah, just a ready room or personal quarters, that would be cool. Yeah, decorating
Ready
ready rooms does
rooms.
exist now. It just doesn't work very well. So maybe we can fix that.
The one thing. Hold
Hold on. Augie just got here and said, "Wait, is this a new ship?" So I'm just gonna put up the trait because I was sad that I didn't get his reaction earlier when he wasn't here. Please continue, everyone.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I did want to say about player interiors and all that stuff is that I think my head is hiding it a little bit. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I thought I moved your head so that it wouldn't hide it. I'll move you again.
Is that the more customization you have in a situation like this, like the more difficult it is to actually like create compelling like cutscenes and content, right? Because like even just the fact that everybody has a pretty wide breadth for a height slider means that like we don't necessarily can't rely on the camera being in a certain position, right? So if you have a bunch of different bridges, then that means we can't really do cutscenes on bridges without like building the system around having certain like hard points for cameras to snap to, and we don't have that.
Yeah.
So like it's sort of
we don't even have that kind of a library for anything outside of the ready room
right.
setup. So we can't currently do any content on the interior of somebody's ship other than in the ready room.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't
All
even know what they're talking
All
about
right.
right
Well, it is 5:30. We have been going for an hour. We have talked about this ship. But I think we can do maybe one more question. So if somebody's got one more good question, we can answer that one. And then we will probably head for the
his
hills.
legs somewhere. He
While
just
I'm
ate,
waiting
so
for a
he's,
good
like,
question to
knocked
come
out.
in, I will look for someone to raid. So I don't have to do that at the end of the
scenes,
stream.
make them skippable. They did make every cutscene skippable. There is an escape button that you need to press. I think that's something that they removed from the console players as a mechanic, because you still see the whole button interface, and it basically needs to fill up. And I know a lot of like console games actually has that as a mechanic. To skip a scene, you need to hold down X or triangle or square or whatever button, and then you skip it, and it's something that you really need to hold down. Not all are skippable. Oh, okay. Well, the majority are, from what I've seen. Many says you can't skip. Oh, okay. Oh, that's new.
Obviously not to hurt her.
I don't know if we
Doesn't hold
explicitly
escape,
said
yeah.
this is coming in the Infinity Lockbox update.
We did in the announcement of the stream and a couple of
okay.
times during the thing, but yes.
When is that? Is that tomorrow?
No, it's in a week.
Next week.
Yeah,
Okay.
next week. Let's see.
STO2 when? Is that a question?
No, that's a terrible question. I think I'm going to start banning people who put
Just say
when in
blank
their
when.
questions. Yes, just straight up ban.
Don't come back.
Mike,
This
I'm gonna
person-
buy you lunch when.
Banned. This person has one follower and one viewer, and they look interesting, although they aren't talking right now, probably because they have one viewer. All right, so what question are we going to answer here? When am I going to ban the winners? Right now, Bob, you're banned.
It's not Pocket Protector. It's Pocket Projector.
Let's see. That's a good question from Dan PMK. I didn't see it. I will scroll up.
Augie, you missed all the cool animations that we were showing off earlier. Hope you get a chance to see them.
It's
is rad.
currently not possible to replicate the USS Lantry with the Miranda parts. Will this be enabled? The existing geometry can handle it. One thing that Thomas, you can answer this question, but one thing that always amuses me when people say things like the existing geometry can handle it. I have no idea if the existing geometry can handle it, but I have a feeling it may not be able to, even though even though people playing the game might think it can. Anyway, please go take it away, Thomas.
Yeah, I'm actually sure if it can or not. So the USS Lantry is a Miranda class variant. It essentially just has the roll bar chopped off. So it just has the pylons on the bottom and then the cells and the saucer, but no torpedo pod, and no like strut for the torpedo pod. So for that to work, our the strut on our model would have to be cut in a very specific place, and I just don't remember where it is cut. So the challenge is, and why we haven't done this already, is that the torpedo pod has a lot of hard points that you need, like your deflector and your torpedo launchers, I think some phasers and cannons. And so you can't, like, we would need to figure out a way to sort of like put
Dynamically
those in
shift
places
them
that would
around.
approximate on any of the other like 9 different
can-
Miranda variants that are on that skeleton now.
Because we can do like if you change to a different mission pod, we can have that one change where the spots are. But if you don't have one at all,
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a problem. We would
Yeah.
essentially have to like just like it would be a part. There would be a Lantry mission pod that is no mission pod, and then we would just sort of kind of have those hard points just stuck in a place that sort of makes sense for most variants of the ship, and you just have to live with it.
Mhm.
And that's what we would have to do. So that's why we haven't done it yet, because it's not quite so straightforward
Yeah.
as you think it would be. Just like literally every problem in game
Just
development.
like it's basically, it seems like the simpler a problem seems, especially from the perspective of players, the way more freaking complicated it is.
Right.
I was reading actually something about this real quick. I'll try to make this short, but the part of that is our fault as developers, because when we enter into a project that seems simple, we make it simple. But that means that we're not thinking about the future problems that we could be creating for ourselves as much, because we think of it as a simple problem. So yeah, it's a tendency that comes from both sides.
Yeah.
I think that's an interesting way to think of it.
Hashtag both sides.
All right. Well, folks, we're going to run into a raid now, but thank you all very much for joining us. Actually, let me make sure before I raid, this person is still streaming in the time that it took us to answer that question. Okay. They seem to be. Great. Their camera is clearly a potato. This will be
This
fun.
person has one viewer currently, so we're just gonna
Yeah, we're just gonna bomb them,
Explode them.
But they have all the stream
Nice.
setup stuff that'll probably notify them when we come in. So, all right.
Nice.
Well, thanks, folks. Thank you, Jeremy and Thomas, for joining us, and we will see you all next week. Bye, bye, everyone. Bye, bye. Bye, bye now.
Bye.
Bye. But okay, there it goes. The raid is starting. I realize I did all my whole bye-byes, but I've still got 7 seconds of waiting for this raid to start before I actually say bye-bye. So, bye-bye,
That's
my
the worst.
baby.
Would
Bye-bye,
you-
my honey.
I'm going to end it early. I'm just not feeling
Bye.
Oh no, he just said I'm going to end it early.
Oh my god, so the raid that he wanted to have was about to end. So he was watching. Oh my god. Oh, that's hilarious. That's Oh my god, that how do you how do you I want to say something bad, but how do you F this much up in a stream? How does that happen? This is not this is like a TV show with people actually scripting these type of stuff up there and then being hilarious funny about it, and these are like the guy did extend his stream once he saw the raid. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, who would not kill the stream if anyone was going to raid you? No, that's just, I mean, that's insane. But we did get a little bit wiser when it comes to Star Trek. I mean, we already knew. We already knew this much, that the game doesn't have the dedication as it once had previously. It doesn't have the same people that are working there. They might be passionate about the game, so they're basically working more than they should or less than they should. But if you have 3 people in your environmentalist teams that you have, then your options are just limited. It's not that they don't want to, they don't, then they're not motivated, or they just don't want to work. It's just the time that they're going to work, those, let's say 40 hours a week, those 40 hours a week times 3, that's 120 hours that you have is limited. You only have those 120 hours. What are you going to tell those guys to work on? And it is hard. I mean, I understand, making something from scratch is going to be hard. So I definitely understand the point where they're coming from. We want to do housing, we want to do more bridges, interiors and all that, but we just don't have the resources, manpower, and all that good stuff. So I understand that part. But it's just, oh my god, it's just bad. What I missed, Fala, again, you're like thank you again for all of the items that you send over, man. That's appreciated, so I don't have to think about what I'm going to give away on Saturday. So that's definitely appreciated. What you've missed, is they showcased a new ship on the live stream, on their live stream. And it was, some of you were saying it looks like a crab. And some of you said it looked like a frog. It kind of looked like both. It's going to be a Intel pilot or Intel escort ship. Interesting. I don't think I'm gonna get it, but I might get it just to do the review. It's not something. Does it help with pew pew? It should. It's an escort. So it should do a lot of pew pew, but they did say that the shield modifier is going to be 0.8. So I don't know about that. They did say it is going to be in the Infinity Lockbox. It has the 23rd century cloak, something to look forward to if you're doing those kind of mechanics. The ship window had Mars pilot escort. Yeah, that's the Mars class. That's that's how they designated it. I missed a few streams lately after I got the argument with my father, but since the selling has gone down. Selling? Oh, the seething has gone down. I watched them in the corner of my right eye. Oh, Brad, thank you, man. Huh? Swelling? Did your wife beat you or something? What are you talking about? But anyway, they this thing is gonna be from the Infinity Lockbox. I was like, oh my god, what's this guy talking about? I was like, oh my god, dude. But yeah, let me lower this a little bit. It's just a little bit too high. Can you lower it down? No. Come on. You can do it. Yeah, it's kind of like that, but yeah, it's gonna be from Infinity Lockbox, probably 1.5 billion. Trade is, some people are gonna, majority of you guys are not gonna use it. The trait was that was going to move lock trajectory at the cooldowns of the lock trajectory. So lock trajectory is like when you're moving forward and you're like sideways. Hello? Camera? It's not picking up my face anymore. There we go. So lock trajectory is whenever you're moving your ship in one direction, you hit that button and then you can basically rotate your ship while moving in the same direction. Yandine is over. The beer much been good. It's looking kind of fuzzy. No, these are the beers that I was drinking. These are like 0%. So it's just the flavor of beer, but no alcohol. It's just, no alcohol in there. Streamer Brocade, Run Escort. I thought it was gonna be an event giveaway. Nah, players should obtain their Starship from the Zen as part of the stream benefit to Zen. Near beer, yeah. I don't want to get drum, it seems. It's hilarious. It's hilarious what they're doing with us, because at the end we are the ones that are paying for it. To be honest, we are making the money, or at least we're buying this, these stuff. Beer with vodka? No. And as a rule of thumb, you shouldn't mix your alcohol beverages. It's so alcoholic you'll pass out instantly. Okay, I believe you. Is vodka with beer. He prefers his vodka with beer. Nice. Yeah. No, it's I don't drink a lot of alcohol, to be honest. Just occasionally, like, whenever I eat food or something like that. That's it. I might buy vodka and make a cocktail. Cocktail is good, but too much alcohol is also not good. You guys should know that. Flaming Dr. Peter mixes beer, amaretto, and rum. Nice. I don't know if I'm excited about this new ship, though. I mean, it kind of looked cool. The animation was awesome. The consoles, I don't know. I don't think that's going to be very useful, especially when you're doing... I don't know how the weapons look like, though. I don't think the console is going to be, like, overpowered. It does have the whole experimental weapon in there, so it should be, it should be dealing more DPS than a traditional escort, because, due to just, more firepower capabilities. haven't tried any alcohol for 9 months. Nice. Keep it going, man. Alcohol is bad for you. No, it's not the steam runner. Steam runner. I think I have a steam runner. I have the steam runner. I believe I have one and tier 1 and tier 6. Let me see. Get Starship Steam. That's the steam runners. That's the. This is the tier 1 and this is the tier 6 that they made, or tier 5. It's definitely not like this. And the ones that they showed actually had the warp nacelles detached from the hull, so only has like a triangle shape on top, and then just 2 nacelles. It's supposed to be an event of the TC block right after the temporary recruitment starts. Okay. Okay. With a sensor-linked weapon at ultimate like the consoles, the ship would have a blast through the ship in no time at all. They never do an event for a fed ship. I mean, who knows? Who knows? It's cryptic after all. I mean, Chris, we just saw everything up there, right? It was how effed up everything was up there. And this thing is going to come next week. So, in a couple of days. I can't stand the detached nacelles. Why? The live stream ship were just previewed. They moved the temporal recruit to early 2020. No, they didn't do that, Fowler. Come on. No, they were talking about it's going to be out soon. Very, very soon. So probably within a month or so. Because their CEO talked about, or this is what they said on the stream. We have we put so many resources to gaining this temporary recruitment event, and it's like, why are we not using it more often? Which is understandably like, question you need to ask yourself. We have so much stuff that we are not putting in the game. Why? And it's like, yeah. I don't know where you guys are getting these content from, but make sure the source is good. Anyway, guys, Saturday, make sure you put it on your agenda. At least it should be up there. That we're gonna do the giveaways and the random TFOs. If they didn't update, how did you see it? I don't know. I'll wait until they'll officially release these things. And then I'm going to get excited or not excited at all. Guys, next Saturday, or at least on Saturday. I love all of you and see you Saturday. Bye. I almost wanted to sound like Kale. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Later, guys. See you Saturday.